Taming the Monster, Sightseeing at Lake Pepin. Lake Pepin's waters are impaired, significantly afflicted with sedimentation and eutrophication. Sedimentation rates have increased tenfold since the arrival of European settlers and large-scale farming practices, and without intervention, Lake Pepin is predicted to be filled within 340 years. The restoration of Lake Pepin will involve an upstream reduction of sediment as well as lake-scale sediment management. At the same time, the lake serves as a foremost destination for outdoor recreation. While Lake Pepin's ecological issues are not entirely attributed to recreation, there is potential for it to become restorative. What does a model of recreation that is restorative to the waters of Lake Pepin and its tributaries look like? One that brings awareness, builds connections, and collaborates across boundaries? Driven by this question, we have developed the practice of sightseeing, boating through Lake Pepin and its tributaries while participating in aquatic and perennial planting, ending up in Lake Pepin at the site of its most severe sedimentation, Bay City Flats. Modern large-scale farming practices drive sedimentation by impairing natural drainage systems. This increases runoff, therefore increasing the erosive potential of stream flows. 80 to 90% of Lake Pepin sediment loads come from the upstream Minnesota River. As it stands, the Mississippi River Lake Pepin watershed features expansive cropland, which the Mississippi River and its tributaries flow through. Small towns surround Lake Pepin, while portions of the Twin Cities suburbs make up the northwest corner of the watershed. To implement sightseeing in the watershed, we first identify river-adjacent farms, then reduce their impact through perennial crop planting and awareness. Perennial crops' extensive root systems increase drainage and keep nutrients in the soil. At Lake Pepin, aquatic planting will prevent sedimentation from resuspending and improve aquatic habitats. Floating wetlands would serve as docking points for boats while capturing excess nutrients and improving water quality. A sightseeing tour begins at an upstream farm. The farm features restored drainage through perennial planting. Perennial crops allow farmers to continue typical practices with the benefit of reduced runoff. As the boat departs, participants may begin seeding, releasing seeds of aquatic plants in the littoral zones of Bullard Creek, a Lake Pepin tributary. Once the tour reaches Lake Pepin, the boat will continue along its shores where seeding is also needed. Heading east, the tour will reach Bay City, a small town on the Wisconsin shore of the lake severely impacted by sedimentation. Near the shore of Bay City Flats have formed. The flats are a site of major sediment deposit, shallowing the lake to only a few inches. This has resulted in boat groundings and restricted access to the town, harming Bay City's tourism revenue and livelihood. Near the flats will be the premier site for the floating wetland, allowing passengers to disembark and experience the gravity of the issue while also being exposed to the solutions. At the lake scale, the results of upstream sediment reduction and lake scale restoration are clear, improving the quality of its waters, raising awareness, and strengthening connections to the lake and across the watershed. Aquatic seeds of choice include cattails, arrowhead, wild rice, and wild celery. At farms, perennial wheat, corn, and berries could be planted, all viable in their given landscapes. According to Riley Main, Executive Director of the Lake Pepin Legacy Alliance, the greatest actions one can take to secure Lake Pepin's future are seeing and seeding, witnessing the gravity of the issue and taking practical steps to address it. Awareness plays a major role in the sightseeing boat tour, from raising awareness of perennial crops for farmers to perennial crop products for consumers, funding, incentivizing, and awareness of sightseeing. Sightseeing incorporates several points of intervention along a direct path from the source of sediment to its final destination. Using the recreation of boating as a driving force, we explore how processes taking place throughout the watershed affect Lake Pepin, and how the health of Lake Pepin affects the watershed and beyond. This is how we bring awareness, build connections, and collaborate across boundaries.